Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we've got some massive news for anyone who grew up in the 90s or just loves the raw energy of alternative rock. Get ready, because the one and only Courtney Love is finally getting the documentary she deserves. It's called Antiheroine, and it's already slated for a world premiere at the Sundance Film Festival in 2027. Now, Courtney Love is a name that needs no introduction. As the frontwoman of Hole, she wasn't just a musician, she was a cultural force. Her influence on music, fashion, and the entire vibe of the 90s and 2000s is undeniable. She's been a singer, a songwriter, an actor, and a figure who has consistently challenged norms and expectations. This documentary promises to pull back the curtain on a life lived in the spotlight and often under intense scrutiny. The film has been in the works for a while, following Courtney in London, where she's been living for the past few years. The official description from Sundance gives us a tantalizing hint of what's to come. It says, now sober and set to release new music for the first time in over a decade, Courtney is ready to reveal her story, unfiltered and unapologetic. That's right, we're getting new music alongside this deep dive into her life. Unfiltered and unapologetic sounds exactly like the Courtney Love we know, and frankly, it's what makes this project so exciting. This isn't just a solo affair, either. Antiheroine will feature contributions from a killer lineup of musicians who have been part of her journey. We're talking about legends like Michael Stipe from R.E.M., Green Day's Billie Joe Armstrong, her former Hole bandmates Melissa After-Moore, Eric Erlandson and Patty Schemmel, as well as the acclaimed producer Butch Walker. This roster of interviews suggests we were going to get a really comprehensive look at her career and her impact from people who were right there in the trenches with her. The team behind the camera is just as impressive. The film is directed by Edward Lovelace and James Hall, who are known for their award-winning work on projects like The Possibilities Are Endless. They have a knack for telling deeply human stories in a visually compelling way, so Courtney's story is in very capable hands. The production company is Dorothy St. Pictures, and if that name sounds familiar, it should. They are the powerhouse behind some of the most talked about female-led documentaries of recent years. I'm talking about Pamela, A Love Story, the Victoria Beckham docuseries, and even Colleen Rooney, The Wagatha Story. They have a proven track record of telling women's stories with the depth and respect they deserve. Producer Julia Nottingham shared some powerful words about the project. She said, Courtney has waited a long time to tell her story, in her own words. Nottingham also mentioned her personal connection to the subject, saying, as a child of the 90s, I was always curious about Courtney, a woman who often appeared to be defined by her husband Kurt Cobain. And this really gets to the heart of why this documentary is so important. For so long, Courtney Love's narrative has been shaped by others, by the media, by her relationship with Kurt Cobain, by controversy. Nottingham adds, we made this film because Courtney's story is bigger than the headlines. It's raw, complicated, and deeply human. This is a core mission of Antiheroine, to move beyond the well-worn headlines and explore the multifaceted person behind the rock star persona. The film has serious backing, too. Sister Group, which owns Dorothy St. Pictures, has financed the project, with founder Elizabeth Murdoch serving as an executive producer. This level of support from major players in the industry signals a huge amount of confidence in the film and its importance. So, what can we really expect from Antiheroine? The title itself is a perfect encapsulation of Courtney's public image. She's never fit neatly into the box of a traditional hero. She's been rebellious, provocative, and at times, polarizing. She's embraced the role of the outsider, the anti-heroine, and used it to create some of the most powerful and enduring music of her generation. The documentary seems poised to explore this duality. It will likely trace her rise to fame with Hole, the creative process behind seminal albums like Live Through This, and her navigation of the often brutal music industry. It will also, undoubtedly, touch upon the personal struggles that have been so public. But this time, from her perspective, the fact that she is now sober and ready to talk openly suggests a level of reflection and clarity that could be incredibly powerful. And let's not forget the new music. The announcement that she is releasing her first new material in over a decade is a huge deal for fans. It raises so many questions. What will it sound like? What themes will she be exploring now, at this stage in her life and career? Will the documentary give us a behind-the-scenes look at the creation of this new work? It seems likely, and that adds another exciting layer to the entire project. This film is a chance to reevaluate a cultural icon. For those who lived through the 90s, it has an opportunity to revisit a defining era and perhaps understand one of its key figures in a new light. For a younger generation who might only know her through old headlines or her famous marriage, it has a chance to discover the artist and the trailblazer who smashed guitars and expectations in equal measure. Antiheroine promises to be more than just a music documentary. It's positioned as a story of survival, resilience, and reclaiming one's own narrative. It is about a woman who has lived a dozen lifetimes in the public eye and is now, finally, telling her story on her own terms. It's a story that is long overdue. While 2027 feels like a long way off, the buzz is already starting to build. A Sundance premiere is a massive vote of confidence. And with this creative team and Courtney's willingness to be unfiltered and unapologetic, Antiheroine is shaping up to be one of the most anticipated documentaries in years. What are your thoughts? Are you excited to see this film? What's your favorite Courtney Love or Hole song? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think about this long-awaited project. It feels like a pivotal moment for a true rock and roll survivor. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this update and want to stay in the loop on more news from the world of music and film, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We'll be tracking this story as more details emerge. See you in the next one.